Hi, this is Amrit. I am a part of Innoris International Guidance and Mentoring Committee. I'll be talking about data management and storage today. What is data in terms of medical research or clinical research? So it is any information that has been collected, observed, generated, or created to validate original research findings. Just like everything has a life cycle, data also can be represented as in the form of a life cycle. The first step is to create data. The second step is to document whatever data that we have created. The third step is to analyze it or process it. And once you've analyzed and processed, you store the data. The storage, after storage, what we can do is we can share the data with our own colleagues, or if anyone wants to review the research paper. And after everything is done, we can preserve the data for future use. I'll tell you how data storage and management helps. The first use is retrievability. You have already done a particular study and now you've stored it. You're doing another study and you want to go back and check out a few things that you've missed out or a few things that you want from the individual previous study. At that point, you can go back if you've well stored and managed the data. Preservation. Once you've done the data collection, management, analysis, you can preserve this data. It becomes very useful. And data citation. You should know from what source you've taken your data. Data citation becomes very important at any point of your research paper, whether it is abstract or methodology. If you've taken particular figures or data from a source, you will have to cite it. If you've stored your data with respect to literature review data, if you've stored it and managed it well, data citation becomes a very simple process. Documentation. Documentation is also an important part, because once you've documented the data, you have proof that it is you who have collected the data, analyzed the data. Accessibility. Being able to access the stored and analyzed data by your peers, colleagues, members of another research group if you wish so, or any other journals, whether you want to share it with someone or not. So that is where accessibility plays an important role. And the most important role is of security. In the future, if there are any copyright issues or plagiarism issues, to have a solid proof that it is you who have collected and analyzed the data, data storage and management becomes very important. It serves as an evidence. Talking about data storage and management, I'd like to divide the whole process into 3 steps or 3 parts: pre-analysis and data collection, analysis and data collection, and post-analysis stage. Pre-analysis is when you perform literature review, when you look out for different research papers, when you're preparing an abstract to see sources of information. So that is where pre-analysis, data storage and management becomes important. And this is effectively done by using reference managing softwares. There are a lot of reference management softwares like Mendeley, Zotero, ReadCube Papers, EndNote, EasyWeb.com. So the advantage with using reference managing software is no matter how many research papers that you visit before creating your research paper, you can store all their titles, and if they provide free text access, you can even store it offline, the whole research paper. You can organize your whole study in a folder, and if there are subtopics, you can divide them into subfolders as well. And citation style, whether it is a journal, particular journal, or you're presenting the research paper somewhere, every institute or every journal has its own preferred reference style. One example is the Vancouver style that you can see. Like that, there are a lot of other reference, citation styles. And based on individual requirement, these reference managers can change the style at any point of time. So even if you've created the whole abstract in Vancouver style and you want to change it to another format, it can be done in 1 or 2 clicks. Updating the references. Suppose you've missed to add a particular point, you have to go back, and if you're manually adding it, you have to change the sequence of the references one by one. But If you're using a reference management software, it can be done in a span of few seconds. You can change the order however you want. So that is the advantage when you use reference management softwares. This is an example of one such reference management software where you can see there are different studies in different folder, and individual folder has all the research papers from which I've taken information from. And you can see the second paper, that is the audit alcohol. There you can see full text that is available. And if you click that, the whole research paper can be opened even offline, so it can be stored. So this helps you effectively store and manage pre-analysis data. Now let us move on to data collection and analysis. The method of data collection is via forms or updating whatever we've done via interviews into an electronic format. This can be easily done by spreadsheets. For beginners, we can use spreadsheets. And once we've added all the information that we've collected in spreadsheets, they themselves act as a form of storage. These spreadsheets can be stored in folders. And whenever we are analyzing, we can import these spreadsheets into analysis softwares such as EpiInfo, SPSS, and various analysis softwares. We can import the data that has been collected in the form of spreadsheets. The advantage with using spreadsheet is it becomes a single storage facility for both collected data as well as analyzed data during the stage of analysis and also post-analysis. Whether you want to graphically represent it or you want to derive certain inferences, you can use spreadsheet for all these purposes, and they also serve as storage formats. I'll show you an example of how you can collect data in one format. That is, here is an example of CDC provided EpiInfo form. So here you collect data. Once you collect data, you analyze it and process it. Once you're done with everything, you can convert the data. You can export the data and present it in the form of spreadsheets and store that spreadsheet. So eventually, you'll be well versed with data storage with respect to pre-analysis, analysis, as well as post-analysis. So here I just spoke about basics of data management and storage. Hope it helps you all. Thank you.